Hey everybody, Voodoo here. So today we're taking a look at Fury Warrior in this series of mine where I'm taking a look at all of the melee specs in Dragonflight. Fury Warrior feels really fun. I was having a ton of fun when I was testing for this video, and it really is a blast, and both the trees seem pretty cool. So with that out of the way, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and let's take a look at Fury Warrior. All right, so let's take a look at Warrior. So Warrior in the War Within received some changes, obviously. Not a full-scale rework. Fury is going to play pretty much the same. They did touch a few things in both the class and the spec tree. The class tree, one of the big things that has just made utility more easy to get. They've moved Shockwave up from a class capstone. I don't know why it was like that in the first place, but it's no longer a capstone. They put something like Stormbolt up here, and they've also reworked a lot of the Fury economy, Rage economy, sorry, not Fury economy, Demon Hunter Brain. They've reworked a lot of the Rage economy to make it so that you're not just overflowing in Rage all the time, which was a real thing that Fury dealt with. Over on the spec tree side, they've added Bladestorm back, which is really cool, and one of the trees actually just completely revolves around Bladestorm. They've removed stuff like Annihilator, which was just never really a big deal or really that much used. And they've added in a bunch of things that make it so that you're using both Bloodthirst and Raging Blow. In Dragonflight, oftentimes builds would just completely ignore one of them, where you'd end up playing only Raging Blow builds or only Bloodthirst builds. And now they've come through and they've kind of reworked talents, they've reworked a bunch of stuff, and they've made it so that you both are used in builds. And they did a pretty good job with that. Honestly, playing through, it does feel like you're going to be using both of them. Mountain Thane uses Raging Blow a little bit less, with Slayer, which is the other one, using Raging Blow a bit more. Both of them prioritize Bloodthirst above a ton of other buttons, and Raging Blow is still used. Again, more so in Slayer, less so in Mountain Thane, but still used. Overall, really fun. I played Fury a bit in Dragonflight, and I will say that I think that the Fury you're getting in the War Within is a much improved Fury and is like really good. And I think both of the hero talent trees play into Fury in a way that makes a lot of sense. The playstyle for both is really fun. From what I know, the tuning for both is not close right now, but we'll touch on that as we talk about everything. But I think that, you know, coming from a Havoc Demon Hunter standpoint here, Fury was made in a really good way. It's very fun, it's very fast paced. Both of the hero talent trees add a new button without making it really overwork or overbloat your rotation, and it fits in very seamlessly. The visuals are pretty solid for both of them, which I'll touch on. And overall, I'm actually like really enjoying this way more than I thought it would, and I might honestly actually end up alting a Fury Warrior in the War Within. So that's pretty sick. One more thing to go along with their whole, you know, you want to use both Bloodthirst and Raging Blow, is the tier set. So tier set is that the 2-piece is Bloodthirst increases the damage of your next rampage by 10%. And the 4-piece is whenever Raging Blow resets its cooldown, the damage of your next Bloodthirst is increased 10% up to twice. So this again plays into using both Bloodthirst and Raging Blow. Both of the hero talents want to be doing that. Both of the hero talents are using both of them. So this is a very good agnostic way of working that tier set in. So that's a little bit of an overview of the class and spec tree changes. I don't really want to go too deep into the weeds on it because I think it would make the video like really long, but that's kind of like the general broad strokes of it. Reworked Rage economy, utilities easier to grab in the class tree, and then in the spec tree they've added stuff like Bladestorm back. They've added a new option if you want a lower APM build in Powerful and Rage, and they've also made it so you want to use both Bloodthirst and Raging Blow in all your builds. But let's talk about the brand new meat and potato stuff. Mountain Thane and Slayer, the two hero talent trees. Now again, as I said in the start, they're both actually really fun. I do think right now that Slayer is like significantly better than Mountain Thane, just in terms of damage. I could be wrong on that now. I'm not sure if anything changed with the most recent tuning changes, just going off my information I had before. But both of these are really fun. Both of them look visually cool in my opinion, and both are pretty cool. The first one to take a look at is Mountain Thane. So Mountain Thanes are fierce fighters that live to challenge themselves against worthy opponents, drawing strength from the earth and power from the storm. They strike with blows that hit like a thunderclap to overwhelm their enemies. So Mountain Thane is like a lightning based thing, which is really cool. It's based on stuff like from dwarves basically. The whole thing is built around lightning and thunderclap, which is honestly sick. I think like the theming of this one is great. The visuals look pretty cool too, and we'll take a look at that. The capstone here is lightning strikes. So whenever you damage enemies with thunderclap, Raging Blow, or execute, you have 25% chance to also strike them with lightning, which deals damage, gives you rage, and whenever you're an avatar, you do it more often. The rest of the tree does stuff like Crash and Thunder, Storm Striker nature damage, your abilities deals increase by 5%, Storm Striker ignores armor, which is really good, more damage. There's also stuff that give you Whirlwind, So seismic reverberations, improve whirlwind, meat cleaver, and barbaric training now also affect thunderclap. So this replaces whirlwind in your rotation with thunderclap. Just more damage, deals with AoE damage, just bloodthirst and rampage damage. Some cool stuff here. The other thing down here is called Avatar of the Storm. Casting Avatar grants you 2 charges of Thunder Blast and resets the cooldown of Thunderclap. And while it's active, lightning strikes have a 10%. While it's not active, lightning strikes have a chance to grant you Avatar. So your next Thunderclap becomes a Thunder Blast. Deal Storm Strike is Thunder Blast, which is really good. Now, Steel Slam and Bloodthirst also have a chance to do that and stacks up to 2 times. And then the rest of the tree is just kind of filling out with, this calls them Lightning Strikes. Stuff here that Lightning Strike gives you more rage. Lightning Strikes have a chance to make your Bloodthirst have no cooldown and deal more damage. This is just reduction, and then this is just intervening a target against them a absorb shield, which is kind of interesting. So the whole tree itself, very, very cool. This is a single target build. I'll link the builds down below. But if we go into the target here and just start hitting buttons so that we can show you guys all the animations and stuff. If I avatar right now, you can see I get kind of blue, and then I'm going to use Thunder Blast here. Boom, which is like a little bit of an AoE kind of explosion of lightning. And you actually saw the lightning come down there when I did it. So do it again, boom, there's a little lightning strike. So that's kind of the whole idea behind the tree, is just getting all those lightning attacks. And honestly, like, the actual flow of the spec feels really good. You want to use all your buttons, get your lightning strikes, rampage. Like, it's the exact same as a normal Fury Warrior rotation, except every now and then you're going to use stuff like execute, stuff like thunder blast, and little lightning bolts are going to come down from the sky, and it feels really good, honestly. And the visuals are cool. Like, you can notice the thunder and all the lightning and stuff. Like, I'll try and get another stack of thunderclap here for you guys. Hopefully we get one. There we go. Like, when you use that, you notice it, right? The lightning's there, the bolt comes down from the sky. It's really, really cool. And in AoE, it plays pretty much the exact same. I do believe you swap out, actually, you don't think you swap out anything. I think you play the exact same stuff here. But it does actually give you stuff like improved whirlwind, give you stuff like meat cleaver, which makes that in AoE, so if we swap over to like an AoE build, instead of using Whirlwind, you just end up using stuff like Thunderclap instead. So you're using Thunderclap a lot more, which again works in with the whole, like, I'm a storm guy. So we use that there, and now we have Whirlwind. And that actually procced my avatar, which is cool. Goose is meowing at me. So we'll get Avatar back up here, boom, and then we Thunderclap, boom, and it calls lightning strikes down. It gives me the AoE cleave ability. Lightning strikes come down there, boom, more lightning. Like, this is cool. I really like this. And again, if you see my whirlwind stacks, we'll use all of them. Thunderclap, boom, we're back at before. And if I normal Thunderclap, you know, we're getting Thunder Blast still, boom. Let's try and get rid of all my stacks here. Use normal one and gives us it again. So really, really cool stuff. It does a ton of damage. I really like this build. Now, again, damage isn't as good as the other one, but I think it's like super, super fun and visually is impactful. I really do like it. So there's one more thing I want to show you with this, and that is AoE Stormbolts. There's a little note here that makes Stormbolt hit 2 additional targets, but with an increased cooldown. So if we just go up to here and we throw out our hammers, boom, and that looks visually pretty cool. So just a minor thing, but I did want to mention it. So the other hero talent tree that Fury has access to is Slayer. Slayer is a vicious warrior who sets their sights on a target and pursues it relentlessly, overrunning their foes with an onslaught of steel and might. And what that may sound like is kind of what is that, but really it's an execute and Bladestorm themed tree, which is really cool because Bladestorm, a very iconic ability, is back for Fury in the War Within. So just looking here, the main idea of this tree is that your attacks against your primary target have a high chance to overwhelm them and trigger a Slayer strike, dealing damage and applying marked for execution, increasing the damage they take from your next execute by 10%, stacking 3 times. Every 3 times that triggers, you get a sudden death, and using sudden death makes your next Bladestorm strike 1 additional time. The reason that's good is Bladestorm does a lot of damage. You have something here called Overwhelming Blades, which is a lot of the damage this tree gives. Each strike of Bladestorm applies Overwhelm to all enemies affected, increasing damage you deal to them by 1% for 20 seconds. You have stuff like Culling Cyclone, which each strike of Bladestorm deals an additional 20% damage evenly split across all targets you hit. And then you have stuff like Unrelenting Onslaught, which is when you execute a target that you've marked for execution, you both reduce the cooldown of Bladestorm by 5 seconds and apply 2 stacks of Overwhelm to them per stack of marked execution consumed. It also means you can Stormbolt and interrupt while you Bladestorm. There's other stuff in the tree as well, like Death, Show No Mercy, which gives you more damage. Stuff like Slayer's Malice, which gives more Raging Blow damage. Stuff here, which is Bloodthirst damage or Raging Blow damage. This is your little utility node, which is Charge or Heroic Leap stuff. And then Reap the Storm. The Reap the Storm reads, Bloodthirst has a 20% chance to cause you to unleash a flurry of steel, striking all nearby enemies for 150,000 damage and applying Overwhelmed. Deals reduced damage beyond 8 targets. So this is basically a small mini Blade Storm. So the whole point of the tree is like you have a bunch of executes, which gives you more Blade Storms, and your Blade Storms give you damage against your single target that allows you to just like do a lot of damage to them. There's other stuff in this tree that kind of works with it, which is a new talent, Unhinged. Every other time Blade Storm or Ravager deal damage, you automatically cast a Bloodthirst at your target or random nearby enemy. So the more you Bloodstorm, the more chance you have to cast Bloodthirst. The more Bloodthirst you have, the more chance you have of Reaping the Storm, and the more chance you have of just applying Slayer Strike, which gives you more Blade Storms. So the tree works very well together. Again, it works really well, similar to kind of old Fury, just with the fancy new tools and using Blade Storm. And Blade Storm doesn't feel as bad as before. You know, it deals a lot of damage, it applies the debuff, and you can also kick and stun while you're in it, so it's really not as bad if you're in Mythic Plus or stuff like that. And the other benefit of this tree is it just does a lot of cleave naturally. Like you can pick up Improved Whirlwind very easily as well, like this is a Mythic Plus build. But even if you're trying to grab some cleave, you can pick up Whirlwind and Meat Cleaver and stuff like that. Really naturally, really easy, and have Blade Storm just do a lot of AoE damage. Now, I do think the one weakness of this tree is its visuals. It doesn't really add a ton from what I can tell. There's no extra cool little thing to Blade Storm. You're just a natural Blade Storm thing. The only real thing I can see is when you do that extra Bloodthirst proc. Now again, oh, there we go. We got it. First time, let's go. So that's really all I can tell that adds a new thing, is just like the little swirl of steel when you proc the Bloodthirst thing. And considering that's going to be your main way of keeping up the dot, it procs often enough, especially because, like, I don't know, it just kind of procs often enough. I'm not executing anything here. Like, obviously you should be doing more than that. There you go. We're just gonna let that drop off, but that's kind of all I've been able to tell in terms of visuals. There's no extra like charge visual, no extra jump visual. It's just the little extra Blade Storm ticks you end up doing, which, oh, I think we crashed. Oh no, we're good. Which obviously like isn't ideal. Like there's no extra execute animation, nothing like that, which does suck, but I don't know, I still think it's pretty cool. The tree feels very good. Blade Storm does a ton of damage because of all this stuff in it, so it actually feels really good to press. Again, it gives you rage, gives you stuff like that. So the feedback loop is there and it's pretty good. And the damage amp obviously is really powerful. And again, it does apply an AoE too. So if we just like go over to a different target, I will try and apply some stacks of the mark to the target so that we can end up getting our Blade Storm back. I don't think we have any, but should hopefully get it back here. There we go. So we use this, it will apply it to every target we hit, which is pretty good. It applies 10 in a normal thing, and then obviously again, if we do end up proccing that AoE thing, it will end up applying it again. We're not proccing it here, of course, when I'm trying to show everybody, but you know, it is what it is. Nothing we're doing is doing it, but you get the idea, right? The whole idea is to apply those marks to the target, use the execute as a resource loop, use Bloodthirst as your main filler with Raging Blow coming in as well, because of course you do want a Raging Blow with this, because it does other stuff as well. And honestly, really enjoyable, really fun. I really enjoy both of these playstyles. So Warrior is pretty good. So there you go. That is Fury Warrior. Really fun stuff. And it's looking like Fury Warrior is going to be very powerful in War Within. The Whirlwind Slayer tree, not Whirlwind, Blade Storm, does a ton of damage, a ton of AoE damage, really good single target damage, and it's looking really powerful. But also, like, Fury's just fun. Now, I do wish that Mountain Thane was a little better, because I think it's the cooler one. Having the lightning strikes, having the thunder blast is pretty cool. Blade Storming is really fun as well, but you know, again, not quite as good in my opinion as the Mountain Thane one, but both are really good. Like, I'm super happy with both these trees. Both the trees feel super fun. The changes they made to Fury Warrior, giving you Blade Storm back, changing some of your Fury economy, allowing you to actually take stuff like Shockwave a little easier, and other utility and stuff like that. Really, really good. Overall, I'm really happy with Fury. The damage is good, you're tanky, and it's very, very fun to play. So if you're looking for a melee to pick up, consider picking up Fury Warrior. You really won't regret it. That's gonna be it for the video today. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed. Again, I'm taking a look at all the melees throughout the beta cycle here. The channel is predominantly a Havoc channel, but in the War Within, I am looking to branch out into covering some other melee specs as well alongside Havoc. So if you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe like I said, and let me know what melee you want to see next. Not sure, we might do arms next because a lot of overlap here. We might do Rep Paladin, we might start looking at some of the rogues. Not fully sure, we'll see. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.